Marketing discipline 1 through 8 are what we've determined through our research and our observations of dealers that you must have in your digital tool belt. They're things that, pretty much you have to be industry standard, even on the cutting edge, and to compete in the marketplace. Marketing discipline 9 through 14, which we're about to go to, are what we would call next level marketing disciplines, things that you can do to take incremental business and build your marketing strategy to the next level.
I think when you look at it, if 1 through 8 is your foundation, 9 through 14 is really how you differentiate yourself in the marketplace. These are some opportunities really to put some personality to your marketing and really mix things up and set yourself apart from the competition. Blog is kind of a funny word. It actually comes from 2 words being put together. It started out as being called a web log, and essentially people would go online on the web and post a log of whatever it was, maybe a daily journal. They'd write about a hobby of theirs or political views, whatever it might be. And just over time, weblog has been shortened to blog. And essentially, it's just an online software that allows you to go online, write like you were in a word processor, click a button, and it's published to the web.
It's a tool that you can build relationships with your customers. It's a way that customers can interact with you on a personal level. It's a way that you can project your personality and your corporate culture, and it's also a way that you can tell your story. It's all of those things that, that makes your dealership come to life on your website.
A microsite is essentially a mini website about a niche subject. The goal behind a microsite is that you can drive targeted traffic for a targeted reason. You get the exact user that you're looking for, they get the exact information they're looking for, very clean, very simple, very condensed, and it's right to the point.
You can look at it 2 ways. It's the acquisition of web properties, it's the diversification of your ability to attract search engine traffic. So it's a lot of things. It's any site that's not your main website, but that's designed to give more specific information faster to consumers, and also a way to drive information that's content specific, that's vehicle specific.
Basically what I saw in the beginning, this was 05, is I saw that there was a lot of advantages to creating distinctly separate multiple websites that would get organically indexed separately and were being promoted separately. Now, even though at the bottom they would have links to all our other websites, because we later learned how much traffic you can generate through these microsites by putting text-based links down at the bottom of the page. So our mission was every month to launch a new microsite and every month to acquire 5 URLs. And as of right now, they have hundreds and hundreds of URLs that they own. Yeah. And they have dozens of these microsites, and altogether it generates over 100,000 unique visitors a month. Wow. And we now, in 2006, we generated 62,000 leads. This year, we're on track. We're averaging about 5,600 leads per month. So we'll probably break 70,000 leads this year.
What we do is, that really helps a lot. We own about 300 different domain names for Napleton.com. And every one of them is active, and they all have a reciprocal link to each other. By doing that, we have enhanced our natural listing, organic listing, very high. And that really helps a lot. That does, without a lot of extra expenses.
Number 11 is partnerships, and what that is something that we're very used to doing as dealers, which is developing relationships in our communities. And manufacturers often have relationships with companies that get discounts, and you need to communicate that with them and try to get on their website and be creative and really help them get the deals that are beneficial to their employees.
It's a very effective medium to reach a very targeted audience. You could go to sister companies, you might have a factory close by, and you could go to the company, you can talk to the HR manager, and you could say something like, I want to give great deals to all of your employees. You can put a link up on their employee website, and these partners will drive traffic for you.
And you're going to build the relationships in the community, which is what you're good at doing.
Online communities are number 12, and they're getting towards the bottom of the list. However, there's an explosion online with these online communities. Sites like MySpace, Facebook, LinkedIn, Craigslist.
It's where they maintain communication and contact with their friends. It's what they do with their free time as a really a fun activity. But you really want to make sure that you have the bandwidth and have covered all the basics before you get into this.
They're going to have to do something called reputation management. They're going to have to spend more time looking at how their dealership or their business is interfacing with that type of community. For example, and I know you used this earlier on in our conversation this morning, was the fact that dealerships are typically really good at interfacing with their local communities at some level. For example, the church groups or the local baseball and sponsoring the baseball tournament in town or whatnot. But with these online communities today, these virtual communities that as you called them, having the dealership make sure that they're participating in those.
But anyone who's done any course in marketing will tell you that you need to be visible to the customer during the entire buying cycle. Not just at the point of sale, not just at the transaction point, not just when they're ready to buy. Now, with the online marketing that we do, we go in and create visibility for dealerships way before the person is even thinking of buying a car. So it's not that we are always, every time we go and do something online that it's going to generate a click. Yeah, it might generate a click 3 months later. But unless, just what you said, I mean, we've got dealerships on MySpace. We've got dealerships in different networking sites. We have a page for the dealership, we have a page for the model, we talk about the store. That's the online community.
The community network is they're all avid car enthusiasts. So
Kind of like the
they have
wiki?
they have that, and yeah, it's like an extension of what our wiki is. They're avid car enthusiasts, like our green hybrid site, that all have things to say about their cars and have great passion in them. So in reality, they are a captive audience of individuals.
eBay is a community, and there's a lot of people who are viewing vehicles on eBay but perhaps not sending in leads, but it is driving floor traffic, and we find that a lot of our floor traffic is driven by eBay Local, for example. eBay National is a little bit of a different story. We sell all of our out-of-state cars via eBay National, but eBay Local is something that I don't think you want to dismiss.
The 13th marketing discipline is online video. There's a lot of talk about taking video and pushing it online. Obviously, the video is a very captivating medium because it incorporates very visual effects as well as audio. It's very engaging. It can be personal. And it can help put a personal touch to what oftentimes is a very impersonal medium when you're looking at just black and white text, for example. Video is a little more towards the bottom of the list because it's a little more difficult to execute. It does take not only some expertise and knowledge, but it takes specific hardware. And again, it's fairly young in its development, although there are some companies out there, there are some vendors out there that can help dealers publish video, be it video email, video walkarounds of vehicles, video walkarounds of your dealerships, and other ways to sort of put more of a personal touch to what otherwise might be an impersonal medium.
I've seen some dealers start to put commercials up on YouTube, and they try to make them engaging or entertaining because we've gone away from just a push of the impulse of music and flash and here is a big splash. Now if I want to watch something on the computer, it's got to engage me. So that's being driven by a few people. But the kids today, I mean, the biggest tool that I'm seeing out there is their cell phone. When you really look at this, web-enabled cell phones that you can use the browser, push MMS, SMS, video, watch TV broadcasts. They're walking around with that in their hand right now.
Great question about whether or not video will actually make it to dealer websites. We've done a bunch of consumer usability testing around video. It's a fascinating experience. You put a consumer in a lab, you put them in front of a website, you say, hey, go find a car. They flow through that process. What we see invariable is the minute they hit a page that's got video on it, they're scrambling to figure out, how do I stop the video, how do I turn off the voice, or where's the back button so I can go somewhere else. So the mistake that we're making as an industry right now with video is putting it on an autoplay and forcing it to the consumer. The reality is if the consumer's going to interact with video, they want to choose to play that video or they want to choose to hear that audio track. So I believe that it can be used to augment inventory listings, but it should be there on a on-demand basis for the consumer as opposed to an autoplay basis for the consumer.
I just got forwarded an email from an old car TV commercial from the Bay Area from the 60s, and it was quite comical. I can't repeat what was in it, but here's a fact that it was, 40 years ago, here was a commercial recorded that they wouldn't be allowed on TV today, and it wasn't then, but it was comical. But I mean, here it is. I mean, people have influenced my behaviour by being able to send me through the internet a video from YouTube of this commercial. And I remember it, now I'm telling you.
Lastly, on the list we have viral. Viral marketing is essentially defined as referral marketing, where you can create ways to allow your marketing to spread and grow, refer a friend, clubs, associations, and things to get your communities to help spread the word for you.
What it means is you've done a good job. That's the basic principle behind this, is somebody's going to tell somebody that you treated them right, that you gave them a good deal, and you want to help that process along. You want to help this word of mouth. That's what viral means, is that it's spreading. It's people are telling people that, this dealership is a good dealership to do business with.
When you look at the consumers as a whole, about a third of them, 33% of them, are what Yahoo calls brand advocates. And what a brand advocate is, this is research of Yahoo's that I'm quoting now, what a brand advocate is somebody who is the type that does a tremendous amount of research on any subject, be it the latest electronic device or a vehicle. And these guys research to the nth degree. When they buy well, and then what they want to do is tell everybody they know about it. And these are also the folks that heavily influence other people, especially the folks that are within their own circle, their family, their friends. These folks are the ones who can drive consumers to a dealership. And so what dealers need to become aware of is that with these new types of communities, that these folks out there, a third of the market, are highly likely to influence their business. And so how do you determine if you have a brand advocate in front of you or not? Right now the technology is not completely there, but companies like Yahoo are working on that very thing, helping to help their customers identify brand advocates. In the meantime, what we need to do as dealers is to treat everybody like a brand advocate and know that if they have a positive experience, they are very likely to tell a lot of other people. If they have a bad experience, it's likely that they will tell a lot of people. Now, there's even opportunity in that. If we have a bad experience, and we know that it happens occasionally, we think, oh my God, now they're going to put it online and they're going to trash me. Well, what we're finding is that there's avenues to actually mitigate those types of situations and turn that into an opportunity as well. Because what we find when we talk to customers that review these different types of sites is that they know that if a dealer and a customer have sort of a misunderstanding, that if a dealer actually takes some steps to rectify it, those types of things bubble up in the reviews as well, and that can turn into a positive. And those types of positives spread like wildfire. So again, it's the type of thing that can tangibly set one dealership apart from another dealership.